Let's go ahead and get into the second story real quick.
I got some
Then, a couple of weeks later, I was working in the restaurant and a couple of cops walked in. They weren't in uniform, but they had badges. They asked if I'd been at such and such apartment complex on such and such day, and I was like, that was weeks ago. I have no idea where I was. So they were like, in that case, you wouldn't mind coming down to talk to us about what you do remember. But I was like, really? I have no idea. And they said, well, that's fine. Let's talk anyways and see if there's something you might not realize is relevant that comes back to you. And they said all this other stuff too, just prodding me. I said that I'm working right now, but maybe I can come later next week. These cops were really insistent, which, in hindsight, should have set off some red flags. They were like, well, this is a really pressing matter, and we'd appreciate it if you came in right now. We'll explain it to your boss so there won't be any problems. You'll really be helping us out. Them not being able to talk to me while I was at work should have been the first red flag. But I knew that I'd done nothing illegal, so it didn't cross my mind that I had no reason to worry. Especially since, when I got to the police precinct, everyone was extremely friendly, like I was actually doing them a favor. They didn't throw me in a cell or try to intimidate me or anything. They brought me into a nice, air-conditioned conference room and gave me a comfortable chair and asked if I wanted anything to drink and really just kind of chatted with me for about 20 or 30 minutes. To this day, I'm still confused about this. I think they even offered to order food, if I remember correctly. I declined their offers because I was anxious to get back to my shift. I didn't need my coworkers getting the wrong ideas. I played along and made nice because they did get the okay from my boss to be away for as long as I needed, but in the back of my mind I was like, didn't you say that this was urgent? We're short-staffed at work, so why are these cops talking to me about basketball? Eventually though, and I think that they were trying to be subtle, but they definitely weren't, they shifted to asking me about what they really brought me in to talk about. They asked me if I'd made a delivery to a certain apartment complex, and by then I'd had time to think and remember, so I told them that yeah, I had. I said that I wasn't sure what the exact day was, but it was sometime around then. But then, instead of asking any of the questions that I expected them to ask, they said, and how long had you known the guys that you were delivering to? Kinda confused, I responded, I don't. I could see that my answer disappointed them, but it was the truth. They collected themselves pretty quickly though. These two detectives were the same two guys who came to the store earlier. One of the cops kept insisting on the facts as he saw them, and the other kept trying to bend things in my favor. So the cop who kept trying to bend things in my favor was like, okay, sure. Not like y'all are best friends or anything, but you at least knew them as customers, right? I wasn't sure what knew them as customers was supposed to mean, because to me, it was synonymous with not knowing them. So I said no. They changed topics. They asked how long the delivery had been planned for. I told them everything had to be ordered the same day unless it was 4 or more pies, and I don't remember exactly when they called. But as per store policy, it wouldn't have been more than an hour before it was delivered. Probably even sooner based on how close they were to the store. We went back and forth like this for way longer than I was anticipating. Them asking me questions that seemed to imply that I knew something, and me feeling super confused and giving them visibly disappointing answers. I just kept reminding them that I knew nothing.
Never talk to the police, boys and girls.
Especially on your own accord. As okay, can you come down and talk to? No. I'm sorry, I will not.
Am I under arrest?
Am I under
Am I
arrest?
being detained?
I'm talking till I get a lawyer. Thank you.
Am I being detained? And blah blah blah.
I'm on a
Now we
lawyer.
go from okay. Now am I being?
Am I free to go?
Am I free to go?
Those are the 3 things you get out of me. Am I under arrest? Because that lets me know if I need a lawyer. Am I being detained? That lets me know if I still got to sit here and deal with you. Am I free to go? Because one of these 3 got to be real, right? So if I'm under arrest, you got to tell me, right? You don't have to. You don't have to give me my Miranda rights anymore.
Right.
Thanks, Supreme Court. But you do have to tell me if I'm under arrest if I ask you.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you tell me, no, you're not under arrest, we just want to talk. Well, am I being detained?
Yep.
Right?
Can't
And
you talk here? Why I got to go down to
I'm
the
like,
station to talk to you?
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I'm not coming to the state. You're gonna have to arrest me to get me to the station.
Yeah. So you won't have so you won't have a problem coming down to the station. I actually do. I'm not coming.
Yeah, I'm not
Hope
coming.
you expect me to. So I'm just gonna let you know if you was waiting on me, you can go to lunch. I'm not coming to the station.
Which is why you need to have a lawyer, like legit, because one, the police are allowed to lie to you. It's established fact. That's what they can do. They can lie. They're allowed to. Two, they can detain you. If they can build a probable reason of suspicion or whatever their low bar is, they can detain you without arresting you, and you still have to deal with them, right? So you have, if they tell you, yeah, I'm not a lawyer, y'all, I'm not a lawyer. Look it up yourself. Talk to a lawyer. Get you a family friend, something like that. But they tell you that you detained. Now you got to deal with them. You can ask for, why, and then ask if you're free to go. But don't engage in small talk with them. Like let's just say you standing in line at my favorite spot, Chipotle, and they in line too, and they say hi to you. You say, hey. That's it. Hey, I ain't even no small talk. I don't want to know nothing about nothing. Like, how was your day? we not doing this, man. So get your food.
Keep it pushing.